The new Smyrna Speedway is known for the kickoff to short track season in the U.S. with the World Series of Asphalt, but tonight it hosts the Swan Song for the final race in 2021 Season 4 as we salute our champion, J.R. Shepherd. As the Virtual Grip Network and the Bootleg Racing League welcome you to the Grand National Series presented by Gargamel's Kitchen. Gargamel's Kitchen is a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178. As we say, good evening, friends. Marty Sakala alongside the Professor John Hine. Daniel Handover controlling the buttons tonight. We are getting right into the shape of things, Daniel. Tonight, the final race of the season as we salute J.R. Shepherd.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long season. JR has got a couple of wins, been very consistent through the year, and once again, he finds himself, much like many other seasons, on top of the points coming into the final race.
We are set to go racing tonight here at the new Smyrna Speedway, the half-mile Florida short track, also known as Clyde's Place. Let's give you the starting lineup for tonight. On the front row, Todd Liston in the 87 via invert with Donnie Moore next to him in the 26. Row number 2, Ruben Altice in the 11 and Justin Morton in the 9. Row 3, James Lowe in the 99, J.R. Shepherd in the 98. Row 4, Austin Belkey in the 24, Ryan Seneca in the 19. Rounding out the top 10, Mike Holloway in the 66, and Joe Segala in the 81. John?
Yep, starting in 11th is Adam Shane out of Carolina, followed by Tim Shanoski out of Pennsylvania. Next row, starting in the 13th position, will be Mike Allen. Sitting next to him is Kenny Kibbe. Following row will be Robbie Robinson and Jeffrey Harden. And rounding out the field tonight will be Bruce Pearson and Brian Dean.
Let's give you your race analysis for tonight. First off, looking at New Smyrna Speedway, 0.48 miles, pit road speed 35 miles an hour, seats 8,000, 20 degrees in the corners. That's the steepest banking all season long, and 7 degrees on the straights. 100-lap throwdown in Florida with one quick repair, no tire changes. Let's get you the weather situation. Set on May 15th at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 89 degrees track temp, 86 degrees air temp. The humidity is set at 58%. John, final thoughts before we go green flag racing.
Well, I did the truck race with these guys just the race before this. I want to say congratulations to James Lowe on winning that race. But this thing here, this track, look for guys to burn up that right front tire. It's really fast. You can really attack these corners if you choose to do so. So tire management tonight is going to be key.
A developing situation here is Donnie Moore is in the pits early here. Not sure what the situation is. I believe he is starting with a pit from the tail end from the pits. So we'll see what goes down. Todd Liston and Justin Morton make the field of 18. They make the front row. As we say, race fans, it's time to strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. It's showtime at New Smyrna. Off of corner number 2, it's Justin Morton with the early lead, clears away on Todd Liston, but J.R. Shepherd looking to go around the outside for second place. He's got the banking. Liston gets a little bit squirrely off of turn number 4. Makes a nice save. That puts him all the way back to 4th position, maybe even 5th. Hang on, we got trouble already in the front straightaway. And already Jeffrey Harden, Tim Shanoski, and Robbie Robinson. A multi-car accident across the front straightaway. Not what you want early here on lap 1, John. You do not want to be using that quick repair.
No, a long way to go with no quick repairs is going to be really tough. But looking here at the replay, it looks, you see Tim Shanoski coming out, and he just loses the back end, and that's going to be a very common theme coming out of that corner. You want to, as much as the corners invite you to want to drive in, they also want you to invite you to get on that throttle a lot harder than what you can. That back end will come around. I bet that's not going to be the first time that we see it. We saw a little bit of it with the 87 car there on that first lap when we saw him get a little squirrely when he came out of that very same corner about a lap before that too.
Man, that's a tough break for Kenny Kibbe in that number 14 as well, with nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go in that accident. John, you just talked about it earlier while we wait to go back to green. You were in the truck race, and this is a tough track. It feels like you want to stay up, you want to get back on the throttle, but if you just bite it too early with the way the rear ends are in these ARCA machines, you can spin out easily.
Yeah, it's real easy to lose the back end coming out of either one of the corners here. And the thing about this track is you can abuse your tire on corner entry and corner exit, because if you start picking it up too early on the run, even though you may have the grip, you can wear that tire out on corner exit. In the Bootleg Racing Series, they do not allow these guys to come in and get fresh rubber. So those tires that they're on right now are the tires they got to finish with. So tire management, once again, sound like a broken record, is just key to finishing well in these races.
So it could be a possibility early here tonight. Again, 100 laps. We could see some tire management, so some drivers possibly make a charge at it from mid-pack to the front. 1 lap to green. Let's reset the field here for you. Justin Morton restarts as the leader. J.R. Shepard next to him. That's row number 1. Row 2, Ruben Altis and Todd Liston. Row 3, James Lowe and Austin Belke. Row number 4, Ryan Seneca and Mike Holloway. Rounding out the top 10 is Joe Segala and Adam Shine. Making their way into turn number 3. Hoping for a long run here. The pace car makes the left-hand turn into pit road. Morton fires. Pedal it to the metal. We're back to green. And Morton trying to hold serve on Shepard. Shepard trying to go around the outside, side by side, 2 by 2, all the way down the back straightaway. Shepard still trying to find a run off of turn number 4. He can't just yet. Morton gets him at the stripe, but Shepard is at the door, John.
Yeah, that second lane looks to be really good. It was good early in the truck race, and it seems to still be there tonight in the Grand National races. JR is pulling right up to the outside of Morton as they go into the corner.
Shepard just about 0.15 of a second, but still just about holding their ground. Comparing the gap to the line, it was just about 100th. How about this as well? The top 2 have pretty much pulled away from the man in third, Todd Liston, who doesn't even have a battle on his hands.
Yeah, those two, JR and Justin Morton, are 2 really quick guys. But we've been talking earlier about that tire management. Are they using their tires up too early? You see Morton on the bottom there. He's having to really use those tires to keep from sliding out and running into JR.
Shepard makes the pass around the outside. We've got a new leader at New Smyrna. It's Shepard, followed by Morton, Liston third, Belke fourth, and James Lowe is fifth. Let's focus on the battle for fourth. Lowe is just up there to the spoiler, cut the half a car length deficit all the way down. And let's see what Lowe tries to do here in turn number 3. Big key here when you try to set a move up, you really want to do it on the exit of the corners here at New Smyrna, but at the same time, you got to be very careful. Down the back straightaway, still figuring something out. They're trying to get Todd Liston into the battle. Everyone's staying single file until we go back to the rear of the field. Kenny Kibbe making his way by Segala. Here comes Jeffrey Harden in that 44 machine as we've got one slow. Donnie Moore in turn 1 just stacks the field up. I'm not sure what he's doing, what's going on with Moore here, John.
He could be having a hardware issue, or it's the fact that he's now a lap down. He just got out of the way, not to get in the way of these guys all running for positions on the lead lap.
A couple of drivers just ticked off personal best. Brian Dean in the number 23 Ricky Craven machine just hit an 18.9, currently running in the 9th position. He's our biggest mover of this race so far, just about 14 laps in, from 18th all the way up to 9th. John?
Yeah, he making moves through. This is what you see when you get a 2-lane racetrack like what it is right now. You combine the fresh rubber and having 2 viable lanes to work in. Guys can make moves here, and it's easier to make the moves now than what it is when the tires wear off and you're sliding all over the place, and you want to keep it stuck to the bottom. So right now, if you can make some moves, this is the time.
Here's a chance for third position. Austin Belke looks to go round the outside on Todd Liston. Tries to do it the harder way, the way J.R. Shepard did it, and Belke takes third away from Liston. Now James Lowe wants to do the same thing to Todd Liston. Liston, who started on pole. Remember, he was one that got a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 4 on lap number 1. He's all the way back to the 5th position. So perhaps maybe, Liston's letting Lowe and Belke go by, John. Liston may be our first driver that could be saving tires as we got one around, and there it is, caution number 2. No caution, Kenny Kibbe is around. We also saw Adam Shine around in the number 79. No caution flag is yet. I think they're making them race back to the caution. Wow, I don't know, John. I don't know why the caution flag did not come out for Kenny Kibbe because he was sideways.
I think the flagman had to be up in the stand there, maybe texting on his phone or something.
Oh, man.
That's a hard hit, too, by a couple of guys there. So that absolutely should have been a caution, and no idea why it wasn't. Sometimes iRacing does these quirky things. That's the price we pay for living in a virtual world on these things.
That was Shine in the 79 machine. And I think if I recall correctly, just riding on board, he just got the gas way too early off of turn number 4. He actually started to get loose in turn number 4 and just tried to overcorrect. And the 19 of machine was also there in that wreck too. Just confirming who that was. That was Ryan Seneca. And there were so many drivers trying to dodge that wreck. They were really off the pace, John.
Yeah, when you've got a car wrecking right in the middle of the straightaway, in the middle of the pack, this track is fairly narrow. You don't have a lot of options when the track starts to get blocked, or at least halfway blocked. You've got to make a quick decision to get through there.
Front straightaway continues to be Calamity Alley. Meanwhile, J.R. Shepard continues to lead. Remember, he just made the pass on Justin Morton about 10 laps ago. Morton still staying within the ground. Just about a half-second lead on the number 9 car. Then it's Belke currently in 3rd. James Lowe is 4th. 24 to 99 continue to battle each other hard, while Liston's still running in 5th. I always like to look at Belke's scheme because he always has some sort of Jeff Gordon scheme of the week. This one, it's either from 2006 or 2007 because it's got the Chevy Monte Carlo SS front bumper. I don't know what it is, but of course it's a Jeff Gordon scheme with the DuPont logos all over it.
Yeah, with the flames and everything else, that kind of dates the car. I don't know the years, but I think you're probably right in the right time frame there. And Gordon was dominant in it. And you know what? Austin has done well by that paint. He's put it in victory circle a couple of times this season already.
Lowe's been trying to take a peek. He's been entering about half a groove lower as he gets a little bit too loose off of turn number 4, makes a nice save, gets it off the throttle. And that loses a little bit of time to James Lowe. At the same time, Lowe's got to be a little bit careful, though. Cannot look in his rear view mirror at all because he's got Todd Liston behind him. Lowe that time sent it into turn number 3, drove it really hard to see if he could get inside on Belke. But man, oh man, he is trying to do everything, John.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to do everything he can to get around there. And Belke is holding a pretty steady line and consistent. So he's not all over the track. He's making it really difficult. And Lowe is doing a really good job of being patient there and not getting upsetting his front tire, trying to dig it in there and get him. But wait till later in the race when the laps are winding down. He may not be as patient.
That battle for 3rd is the closest battle. You see it on your screen, just a quarter of a second. Separate 3rd and 4th. Lowe may have just gotten a tiny bit loose. He's still entering about a half a groove lower compared to Belke, and they're exiting the same way. So that's that battle. As there goes Lowe once again, trying to look. Belke may have opened something up, but cuts it off in the center of turns 3 and 4 as Belke continues to lead. We got another good battle happening. That is for 11th, Robbie Robinson to the inside of Ryan Seneca. Remember, Seneca was involved in that no caution accident with Kenny Kibbe and company, John.
Yeah, a nice little recovery, and he's starting to work his way back up. And again, he's got a lot of time to do it. We're still we're on lap 30. We got 70-something laps to go, 69 laps to go now. He's got plenty of time here to be patient, click him off.
Something as well I may be noticing, and again, we're just 30 laps in the books. Watch the front ends closely. on your screen. Justin Prince pointed this out to us when we were at Martinsville, but it's starting to happen a little bit early on here at New Smyrna. Watch the valence of the car. When that car gets onto the brakes, it starts to nearly drag. There's not really a lot of air between the floorboard and the track.
Yeah, and you know, in the real world, you'll hear guys complain about, well, it's on the splitter. Well, that's exactly what's going on. When you have to get on the brake, the nose of these cars with the dynamics inside, the mechanics, they just bog right down onto the ground and seal it up to the track. And that helps with the corner and turning it. So that, you know, that's all supposed to be that way.
The leader, J.R. Shepard, is catching up to lap traffic. In a long run, first guy pretty much is the last car on the lead lap. That's Joe Segala, currently running in the 14th position. And if I were to guess, that is just about 1.5 seconds separating Segala from Shepard. And that's how it's looking right now. Remember, some of these drivers as well, John, they had to slow up. They had to check up for that Kibbe spin and just lost a ton of time. They were costing themselves spots in the battle. Hang on, hold that thought actually, John. We've got a battle for third. James Lowe inside, Austin Belke, turn number 1. Lowe a little bit tight in the entry of 1 and 2. Belke still holding his ground. He is not giving up that final podium spot just yet, John.
No, he's not. He's getting a great run off the corner. He's been able to pick up the throttle a little bit more, and Lowe has to kind of steer away from him, which really cuts his momentum and scrubs speed on corner exit. That's why you see Belke get these launches off the corner. But while they're doing this, they're using their tires up a great deal. So we'll see how long they want to do this for.
And that did allow Liston to close in just a touch, and Lowe just tucks back in line right behind Belke, saying it's not worth it. I'm going to figure it out some other time. Again, 1/4 of a second separates them. Let's go to another good battle happening. This is for 7th spot. Ruben Altice and Brian Dean duking at it for P7. Dean, remember we talked about him earlier, starting in 18th spot. He has now made his way all the way up to 8th, John.
Yeah, he's made some really good progress up through the field. I raced around him in the race right before this in the trucks, and he was really, really quick. And on either lane he was in, I saw him make the top work. I saw him make the bottom work. So it's no surprise that he's making his way through the field here again in this race.
I think Dean's just being patient right now at the moment. Doesn't want to really use his tires too much up on Ruben Altice. Just holding his ground. Maybe if we compare the last lap here, Dean was actually just about 1/10 of a second faster than Altice, 19:39, beating a 19:48. We checked the time this time, and it's a 19:40. Altice with the advantage by just about 300ths. What does Dean need to do here, John, if he wants to try and make another pass for 7th spot?
Well, with the line that Altice is running, he's in the preferred line. So what you want to do is just get right up on him and either get him to push to get his tires, make him, use them up a little bit to where they get angry. And when I say angry, that means get heat in him. They get heat, he'll wash up the track. So that's really what you're trying to do, is just pressure him into a mistake and get him off that preferred line.
We've got another good battle happening. That's for 2 cars that recently went a lap down by Shepard and Morton. That is the Pearson-Segala show. That's the battle for 13. Pearson trying to look around the outside for the spot. See if he can make it work. Just barely edges him at the start-finish line. And Segala is the one that's using his tires just a squidge more, driving it harder, having to steer a lot more to try and get that apex on the bottom, John.
Yeah, he is, and it looks like that probably here in the next lap or 2, you're going to see the 22 car there, Pearson, prevail here, and then they'll get in the line. But you see Donnie Moore right back there too, and so it brought those guys right into this battle.
Man, Pearson just had Segala cleared entering turn number 1. He did not come down. I think he was probably avoiding a crossover situation. At the same time, maybe possibly, John, a bump and run, even though we don't want to think about bump and runs right now in this race. We want to save them till later.
Yeah, but when you're running this close, that bump and run can happen, not intentionally too. So it's really tough when you got guys that have different braking points on different agendas and stuff like that. Contact can happen pretty easy here because they're going so fast.
Now I want to ask you this as well. We're starting to see more of the splitters starting to drag in the corners. Did you happen to try this setup a little bit on before we went racing? And if so, what was it like?
I did not get a chance to run it. I ran a Nashville set, but I did run some laps in this car. And once the tires go off, you got to manage your throttle a heck of a lot more, especially coming off these corners. Right there, you see him get a little squirrely. You know, you've got the guy in front of you, and you want to pass him, and you just get into it just a second too early, and that's really cost Bruce Pearson there and given Segala a pretty solid spot there.
And Pearson just lost another position. Kenny Kibbe, trying to recover from that spin, is all the way up to the 14th position. Remember, Kibbe, by the way, does not have any more quick repairs because he was involved in the first yellow of the race and went to pit road. It's already used a quick repair to reset. It was just a 2-second stop because you can't change tires and you can't even add fuel either. Let's go back to the battle for third position, update you on that. Belke and Lowe still going at it. They did gain some time on Liston, who is just over a second back to Belke. Behind Liston is that number 66 of Mike Holloway. But back to the battle for third, and again, Lowe continuing to send it into the entry of the corners, but again, just can't find anything, John.
No, he can't, but now we're past the halfway point, and it's getting closer to that go time, so we're going to find out who, took care of their stuff the best right now. Oh, we got a caution on the track.
Caution is out, and that's for Robbie Robinson in the 56. This is our second yellow of the day. He is stopped in turn number 4, and I think this is a single car accident. Let's see if he had any assistance possibly, or if this was by himself. Looking at the replay, oh, the back end, you'll see it right here, just came out from underneath him. Nice little 360. That was right in front of J.R. Shepard. There he is, now top of your screen. Oh boy, J.R. Shepard may need a change of underwear after this.
That was definitely a Code Brown moment. But JR, the good thing is when you're in a position like he was in, you can actually see that happening. JR probably knew that he was in trouble before Robbie knew he was in trouble. So that helped out, and JR did a really nice job of missing him there. But, you're going to have battles here coming on this restart up front. But now that we've got lap cars, there are lucky dogs here in Bootleg. Kenny Kibbe, who had that problem and he got caught up in that early wreck there, fell a lap down. He is now the first car on a lap on the lead lap. So if he can hold that position after the green, he'll be in the position to get back on the lead lap and try to make his way through the field.
Want to mention this as well before we go back to green. The Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series is brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen. Gargamel's Kitchen is a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178. So, John, as we have now stacked the field up once again for another restart here, what are you thinking of if you're Belke and Lowe getting to race up there with the leaders, even though, Shepard and Morton are likely faster than them?
Well, those two could be on more different agendas. You got one guy in Belke that's just wanting to get off clean and get a good start, be solid through 1 and 2, and solidify his position and hold it. You have James Lowe that's going to be starting next to him. That's going to be all in and trying to get around him and right them, because this is going to be his best opportunity that he's had in a long time to get around Austin. So he might be a little bit more aggressive here on this start. So this will be a really, really fun restart to watch with those two.
We reset the field. Let's stack them up 1 lap to green. Let's show you how the field looks. It's J.R. Shepard and Justin Morton, row 1. Shepard on the inside line. Row number 2, Austin Belke and James Lowe. Row 3, Todd Liston and Mike Holloway. Row number 4, Brian Dean and Ruben Altice and Brian Dean. And rounding out the top 5, Tim Shinoski and Ryan Seneca. Here we go, and we're ready to go back to green. Only 10 drivers are on the lead lap. Shepard is ready to go. He fires. We're back to green, and immediately tries to check out of the hotel into turn number 1. Can he clear Morton in the corner? Yes, he can. Morton immediately comes down. Is he thinking about a possible crossover on J.R. Shepard? Tries to get up to the fender, but thinks second about it. And here comes James Lowe with a 99 up to the spoiler, but doesn't take a shot at it. He's all the way up to third. Got by Belke on the restart.
Yeah, Austin overdrove that corner about the lap in there and just washed up, and that's what really gave up that spot. He really had to get out of the throttle to let, you know, not to wash up and hit him.
We have some contact from someone I just heard in the background. Everyone keeping it mean, keeping it green, keeping it straight. James Lowe, half a car length behind on Justin Morton. Each of them up 2 spots from the start. Morton started in 4th. Lowe started 5th. Lowe tries something. He sent it deep again into the corner. At the same time, John, Lowe is using his tires up just got a little bit loose. That could help out Belke and maybe even Holloway or Liston in the long run.
Yeah, Bruce Pearson looks to be going around there.
Caution flag is out, and yes, it's for Bruce Pearson. We've got junk in 3. Pearson is involved. Same with Mike Allen and Ryan Seneca. I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
No, I was just looking at that. Just as it happened, and he just let back in. It looked like it came around on him, and you know, right at restart, you're pushing a little bit harder, you know, to get these spots because everybody's bunched up, and it's a great opportunity to pass. And you know, you're 60 laps in; those tires are not what they were early on in the race.
Taking a look in the replay here, as again, this was, oh my! Wait till you see this one. A crazy slide from Pearson. Take a look at this. That's a lot of wheel spin out of that number 22. And then, oh man, the 19 locked the brakes up trying to avoid it. And then the 19 car, that being Seneca. And I think that's Seneca's 2nd accident of the day.
Yeah, watching that slide, it makes me want to sign him up, put him in one of my dirt cars. That was a long slide there, and he did a real good job actually of not backing it up into the outside wall there. So even though he got a little bit of more damage from the other cars, but that could have been a heck of a lot worse.
So taking a look at an alternate angle, how Seneca was sideways, Mike Allen got in, rear-ended him while both of them were trying to check up from the wreck, and it just sent Seneca sideways. Excuse me, and Seneca's night could possibly, nope, he's still out there on the track. I think he already used his quick repair in the number 19, so he gets his machine going. That's his first quick repair. Mike Allen exiting pit road. That is he also just used his first quick repair, and I don't think Allen's really happy. Just looking here at the chat, he used the quick chat and said, "Shut up, crazy fool." I think you know what number that means on the keypad. Allen was probably not happy at what went down. Let's take a look at our calendar coming up around the Virtual Grip Network. Our next broadcast is December 20th at 9 p.m. It's the Autobahn Sports Car Challenge at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Don't miss that this Monday. And then also the next Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series broadcast is for 2022 Season 1, January 8th at 9 p.m. Season opener at the Nashville Fairgrounds. For all the races happening in the Bootleg Racing League, check out their website at bootlegracingleague.com. Time to get back to the green flag. We'll have 35 laps to go when Barney drops the green flag. J.R. Shepard and Justin Morton in row number 1. James Lowe, Austin Belke in row 2. Row number 3 is Mike Holloway and Todd Liston. Row 4, Brian Dean, Ruben Altites, and rounding out the top 5, Tim Shanowski and Ryan Seneca. Kenny Kivy back on the lead lap. He's currently in 11th. Here we go as Shepard fires first and immediately clears Morton. Lowe trying to look to the inside, nearly turned around Justin Morton. The field stacks up behind them for P2 on back. It's getting very tight. Lowe takes it easy, but he's got Belke up on his outside. 3rd spot's on the line. Belke gets a little bit tight off turn 4, John, and Lowe holds on to 3rd.
Yeah, Justin Morton's taking a little bit of a late entry, wide angle into that corner, and I know James Lowe is just looking at that, salivating, thinking he can get his nose in there. We'll see if he can do that over the next few laps here and get it in there, stick it in there, and force him up the track a little bit and take that spot.
Behind them for 8th position, Tim Shanowski inside on Ruben Altites. That is for 8th position on the line. Shanowski with the preferred line. Oh, washed up about half a groove for just a moment. Trying to pinch him up near the wall, and Shinosky still with the advantage. Can't clear him, though. I think there may have been contact in the center of 3 and 4. And Shinosky just gets a little wiggle off the corner. That keeps Altice in the battle. And he may have the pass around the outside. And Shinosky just didn't have the grip at all in the center of the corner. Still wheel to wheel. Man, who's going to get this one, John? I don't know.
Well, I tell you right now, they are racing really, really hard for this position there, and neither one seems to have a clear-cut advantage at this point yet. We'll see what happens after they get a few laps to get the heat back in their tires, if one of them can prevail.
The 07 Shinosky still had it. They are bumper to bumper currently at the moment. If this race gets any longer, they may be banging quarter panels by the checkered flag. Oh, we almost saw contact there between Shinosky and Altice once again. Ryan Seneca behind this battle and things. Remember, he's got to be careful. He's already used a quick repair, and if they get together, Seneca could have nowhere to go. His night could end, John. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Shinosky there makes the move finally and pulls up in front of Altice to take the position. It's got to make Ryan feel a little bit better not having that fast repair.
In front of them in the battle for 5th position, Mike Holloway looking inside on Todd Liston. Here comes Brian Dean in the 23. Trying to fight his way up into the top 5 for the first time today. He's currently in 7th, John.
Yeah, he is. He's been making steady progress from the drop of the green flag tonight. Continues to work his way up, and now he's knocking on the door of a top 5. Brian's, pretty smart and patient behind the wheel all night. He's just clicking them off slowly but surely.
Shepard, Morton, Lowe, Belkey, and Holloway. They are the current top 5. Looking for our closest battle on the track. And it is still the Liston battle. Remember, we talked earlier about Liston saving his tires. A couple laps ago, he let Mike Holloway by. It was not this past restart, but the restart before that. He was able to get up into the 5th position. Holloway's highest spot he's been in all night long. Let's talk about Holloway right now in the 66. This is a driver I don't think we really expected to be in the top 5, John.
No, Mike Holloway is a really solid race car driver, and if he's got a car he likes, he can be dangerous on the track. He can really win at any given point in time. It's good to see him up front there, and, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he's not done yet. He is a guy, like I said, really smart behind the wheel. My guess is he probably hasn't used up his stuff up, so he's probably going to make a real nice run for these last 24 laps.
Got to give big credit to Holloway. He also 14th in the standings coming on in. So I think this could be a big run for Holloway. This is like right now maybe the most positive run he has had all season long. So just about 23 laps to go here at New Smyrna Speedway as J.R. Shepard continues to lead. One of the stories I was looking at pre-race as well, we got no championship battle we're looking at. Of course, this is J.R. Shepard's championship. Now that Matthew Thunhurst could not enter tonight's race. So as we look at it, this is just a race where all the drivers just want to end their season right. Whether you're a front runner or whether you're just a back marker.
Yeah, absolutely. You go into the off season, so to speak, and you can feel good about your last result. And it actually even carries into the first race of the season because it doesn't take too much to think back to your last run there. And everybody wants to finish on a good note, and a lot of guys are accomplished that. You pointed out Mike Holloway. He's going to finish here and looks like maybe even take home a solid
trouble
top 10.
Turn 2. 2 drivers are loose. That's Joe Segala and Mike Allen in the 59. They save it. They just got very loose and keep it green. No caution. Here's the replay, John. They just simply got together and they nearly went around. I don't know how. They didn't go 90 degrees.
Yeah, it looks like they were arguing over a little bit of space there. And you know what? They both did a really... Look at how close Joe came to knocking that inside wall down. What a great job there, and well-disciplined drivers not to just keep your foot in it and make that a whole lot worse than what it was.
They were in a battle with Bruce Pearson. That was for 13th position. Segala and Mike Allen didn't lose a lot there, but I'm sure Mike Allen's not really happy at the way he raced. He could be looking for something else.
Yeah, right now it's, give and take is all gone. We're within 20 laps to go, 18 laps to go now. You've got to go. If you're faster than the guy in front of you, you've got to make it happen now. If not, you're going to run out of time.
We go to a battle for 9th position. Ruben Altice and Kenny Kibbe. Closest battle on your screen. Kibbe rebounding from the tough situation he had to deal with earlier on, being involved in about 2 spins, one of those being a no caution, went a lap down, got himself back on the lead lap, and has a chance to keep a top 10 spot. Driver behind Kibbe is Ryan Seneca, just about 2 seconds on back, but Kibbe's focused forward. He wants a piece of 9th place on Ruben Altice.
Yeah, he does, and he looks like he's got a car that's a lot stronger than Ruben's, so he's going to make this, and now he's got his nose on the inside as they go into 3.
Oh, we got trouble on the front straightaway. Joe Segala went off the track, and taking a look here at a replay, Segala just simply got loose. I think Mike Allen was pulling a Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick scenario. Look at that. How weird is that? That much down the front straightaway.
Yeah, he got it back. That means he got into the throttle way too hard at the corner exit there and just lost that back out the way that looked.
So coming to the line will be 13 laps to go for J.R. Shepherd from not just the win as well, but also the championship. Again, we talked about this pre-race, Professor, but what a season he has had.
Yeah, he has, and JR has been doing this for a long time and whatnot, so he got some wins and everything else. It's just a typical season for him, and most every other guy in the field would kill to have this kind of season he has.
Taking a look here at the stats for J.R. Shepherd, this win tonight, should he get it, it would be, he's just been the class of the field all season long.
Yeah, he has, and you know, Matthew Thunhorse has put in a very valiant effort. They weren't separated by too many points here at the end, and I look forward to next season. I think these guys continue, the space between them continues to tighten, and I think next season's points battle, I hope both of them can make all the races and take it right down to the wire again.
It would be a season-leading 3rd win for Shepherd. He's got 10 laps left. Let's go to a battle for 6th position. Brian Dean inside on Todd Liston. And Dean is up to 6th position. They got major company. They're stacking up Shinosky, Kenny Kivy, maybe even Altice. Oh boy, let's watch this closely in 4.
Yeah, when you see cars stacked up like that, that's usually one guy holding all those cars up, and that can get really, really dicey really, really quick.
Shinosky just said, I don't want any piece of that battle. Just lets Kenny Kivy by unless Shinosky overdrove it in turn number 1, which John says it's very easy to do at New Smyrna with the 20-degree banking. 8 laps to go in the season.
Boy, these guys are just nose to tail. One mistake can either wipe all of them out or cost yourself 3 or 4 positions. Winding down, the lap's winding down. This is pressure packed right here.
Dane single file at the moment. 7 laps to go for J.R. Shepherd, a 1.3 second lead on Justin Morton. James Lowe running 3rd. Austin Belke is 4th. Mike Holloway in 5th. He wants 4th though on Austin Belke in that 24 machine. Belke last week's winner at the Bull Ring. Let's watch this as well. Holloway closing in 0.2 of a second. We compare the last lap, 1948 for Holloway versus a 1961 for Belke.
Yeah, it sounds like Holloway has probably used his tires up a lot, or saved his tires a lot better. 5 to go, though. It's going to be tough. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another.
You're going to see a lot of blocking here. Let's go to another battle inside. Kenny Kibbe on Todd Liston. Battle for 7th position is on. Can Kibbe take it away from Liston? Not just yet. Identical into turn number 3.
I see kind of run Kenny gets coming up out of the corner here. It looks like he's got the advantage coming out of the corner, and I got a feeling he's going to make that pass here in the next corner or 2. And let's see if Kenny can run down Brian Dean at that point.
Got a little bit squirrely off of turn number 4, still staying side by side with 3 laps to go for J.R. Shepherd. And again, what a season this man has had. Took the win, his first win of the season, came at North Wilkesboro. Second win of the season came at the Lanier Raceplex. He's 2 laps away from taking the most wins of all drivers this year, trying to make it 3 wins and trying to take this one at New Smyrna Speedway. He's got lap traffic, but it won't be an issue. In his rear view mirror, Justin Morton, just a dot, 2.5 seconds behind him. He sees the white flag. Final lap underway at New Smyrna. Shepard's just going to take it nice and easy. He knows the next flag he's going to see is the checkered flag. Through 3 and 4 for the final time this season, J.R. Shepard is a champion of the Bootleg Racing League.
Boy, that was a dominating performance tonight by J.R. Shepard. He put it on him for sure.
Shepard takes the win. Morton second, Lowe third, Belke fourth, and Holloway rounding out the top 5. A great race overall. We'll talk with your top 3 in just a moment. It's the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series on the Virtual Grip Network. We're back with the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series, and we have just wrapped up an incredible season, and we congratulate J.R. Shepard. He takes his 3rd win of the season and also officially wins the championship. We'll talk with your 3rd place finisher first, starting things off here with James Lowe. James, a 3rd place finish for you. Walk us through your race and how tough it was trying to get by Austin Belke late in that long run.
Yeah, it definitely didn't do me any favors there. Kind of used up the right rear trying to do it. That's why I just kind of backed off and rode behind him for a little while. But yeah, it's just tough. If somebody got on the outside, it was, you couldn't really do much about it. So overall, it was a good race, good night, good season, really. Can't complain too much.
Following up on passing Belke as well, were you driving? Did you feel like you were possibly driving a little bit harder into the corner than Belke? Because it looked like from time to time you would send it in and go in like about half a groove lower than Belke.
Yeah, I think I was just a little bit better on the brakes. And then, but I couldn't get off the corner without absolutely destroying the right rear. So, at some point you got to just live to fight another day and give up on that and come at it from another angle.
On the season overall, what do you take away?
With the races I was able to come to, it's good, hard, clean racing, and we had a lot of good fights between all the races throughout the night, and it was a good season. Can't complain.
And I believe as well it will be a 7th or maybe even a 6th place finish. I am not too sure, but a great season for you. Who do you want to give shout outs to tonight?
Yeah, just give a shout out to Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring the league, and Lowe for putting all this on, and everybody, my family and everybody that watches on a weekly basis, and you guys for broadcasting. And
all right, man.
Congrats to JR as well.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great season, James.
Appreciate it, guys.
James Lowe with a third place finish. Let's talk with our second place finisher, Justin Morton. And John, you're with him.
Justin, boy, you had a nice run there, second place finish for the night. Oh, tell me how you got there and how the whole night went for you.
The night went pretty smooth. I got to the lead right away. Donnie pulled off on the restart, not quite sure, on the race start, not quite sure why, but that got me in the good spot to get to the lead. Unfortunately, there was a caution almost immediately after and gave JR the good spot on the next restart, and I didn't have anything for him tonight. Happy with the second place. James was charging at the end. I was glad to hold him off right there.
How much through the night, 100 laps, we can't take tires here or anything like that. How much did the car change through the night? I mean, how much conserving early on did you have to do, and how hard were you going at the end?
I was trying to manage the tires at the start of the race. I probably went a little too hard, just trying to keep up with JR. Never a good thing to try to keep up with JR because he'll always just pull away from you. He's just that talented. At the end, I noticed it was kind of a gradual change in the car, just slowly starting to lose her grip through the entire run, which was pretty expected to happen at a track like this and these cars. Experiences helped me figure out how to drive and adjust to the car.
Well, I tell you, a second place finish tonight, that is a good way to finish the season, solid finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out here to you for your second place finish tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, Toll Down Force Racing, Pixel Dust for the awesome paint, Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring the league, Lowe for running this awesome league. Shout out to all the guys who won a race. We had 6 different drivers win a race this season, which is the most I've seen in quite a while. So that was a really tight season all the way through. Thank you guys for doing the broadcasting.
Well, Justin, Merry Christmas to you, your family. Congratulations again on a second place finish. That's Justin Morton, our second place finisher tonight.
Justin Morton with the second place finisher. And now we get to the man of the hour. Third win of the season, but this season's Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series champion, JR Shepard. JR, congratulations as the champ. I'm just going to hand the mic to you. The mic is all yours. Reflect on the race. Reflect on the season.
Yeah, thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. It's been a really tough season. It's been an extremely long time since the broadcast series has been this competitive. So it's extremely cool to be in this position. But I mean, we only run an 11 race season. And you had 4 guys win multiple races and 6 guys have wins, so that's pretty competitive for a short schedule like that. And it's been really tough racing, but it's been a lot of fun too. So just wish that that Matt had been here tonight, so we'd been able to race him, because you never know what can happen. It could have went really bad tonight. There was a lot of guys here, and again, a really competitive field. So it's nice to get this, but just wish it'd been a little different circumstances.
Who would you like to give shout-outs to for your incredible season?
Yeah, just obviously the Bootleg Racing League for giving us a place to race. My team, different Path Motorsports, and of course we really appreciate everything that Gargamel's Kitchen has done for us, being our title sponsor the last several seasons, and I believe they're back next season. So that's really awesome to have in a series. And obviously congratulate Justin and James on tonight's run. They did a great job, and I believe Justin got second in points this season. So really good job by him, and appreciate how hard he races me, but how clean it is. So just very thankful.
Couple weeks from now, you begin your title defense. Just what are you looking forward to the most in 2022?
Trying to have more fun, to be honest with you. So probably not going to run every race on Saturday nights for a little while. Just a lot of things have gone on the last several weeks, and obviously with the birth of my daughter, I want to try to do everything that I can to be there for her. So we'll see how it goes, but I've
Enjoy this championship, man. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you, Marty.
J.R. Shepard, your 2021 Season 4 Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series champion. And I don't think there's a better guy to win that championship. That is for sure. Give you official results from tonight. J.R. Shepard with the win. Justin Morton second. James Lowe third. Austin Belkey fourth. Mike Holloway fifth. Brian Dean sixth. Kenny Kibbe is 7th, Todd Liston 8th, Tim Shanowski 9th, Ruben Altice finishes in the top 10. 11th, Ryan Seneca 12th, Robbie Robinson. 13th is Bruce Pearson, 14th, Mike Allen, 15th, Joe Segala, 16th, Donnie Moore, 17th, Jeffrey Harden, and finishing in 18th, Adam Shine. So that does it for the season. John, just your final thoughts on an incredible season.
It's been a lot of fun. I've been able to be in the broadcast booth for a few of these and taking my first shot at calling asphalt races. So it's been very enjoyable to watch these guys race each other hard, like JR said, and race each other clean. Bootleg Racing Series is stronger than ever. And, you know, with the different winners, everything else, 2022 is going to be a fantastic season. So anybody watching, if you drive, you know what? Come register, come out and run with these guys. If you're watching, stay tuned for next year. It's only going to get better.
It's going to be awesome. So do not miss out. For all things Bootleg Racing League, check out bootlegracingleague.com. Once again, we'd like to thank the title sponsor for the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series. That's Gargamel's Kitchen, a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178. Up next for the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series, their season begins January 8th at 9 p.m. at a Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Our next Virtual Grip Network broadcast is December 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is the Autobahn Sports Car Challenge at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, so don't miss out on that. On behalf of everyone at the Virtual Grip Network and the Bootleg Racing League, Laura Jewell is our executive producer of the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series and on the Virtual Grip Network. Daniel Handover was pushing the buttons tonight. On behalf of him as well as John Hine, Marty Sakala signing off. Congratulations to J.R. Shepard on the championship. This broadcast has been a production of the Virtual Grip Network.